What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for The Real Housewives of Miami. Season 5, Episode 9, Hot Off the Press is the title of the episode, you guys. So, before we go ahead and get into the review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you aren't subscribed to the channel, then do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video. I don't know why I say this because I don't care anymore. Yeah, so before we go ahead and I don't even know what let's go ahead and get, with that out of the way, without further ado, let's discuss The Real Housewives of Miami, shall we? All right, you guys, so still have about the same energy that I've been having for the last few days. I don't care to do these videos. I don't really want to do these videos. I'm only doing them because I know that there are people out there who enjoy them. That is the only reason why I'm doing them. And before I actually just hop into the review, you guys, I want you, happy Martin Luther King Day, you guys. So we are honoring the legacy of the great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. His birthday actually was yesterday, but we are observing it today, you guys. So let's talk about the episode. Let's just talk about Lisa real quick. Going into this episode, we see where Lenny had a conversation with Page 6 and basically told Page 6 that, he and Lisa had been living separately for months and that they were filing for divorce. Now, mind you, previous episode, he has spoken to Page 6 and told Page 6 that they were not going through a divorce. So I just don't know what is going through Lenny's head at this point, because you're contradicting yourself, right? He said they've been separated for months. He's dating this new girl. And we see all the ladies as they see the Page 6 article. They're discussing it. And then we see as Marisol went over to Lisa's home. Every time Marisol goes somewhere, the woman that has to have a drink, girl, please check yourself into AA, because that is a problem. Like, if ain't nobody told you it's a problem, it's a problem. Now, the question that I have when it comes to Lenny, did you forget that y'all were filming, did you forget that The Real Housewives of Miami got revived and that you guys are filming a show? So they're filming your lives, so they see what's going on, and you can say one thing to the press, but eventually everything is going to come to the light eventually. So I don't know what Lenny's doing. So Lisa tells Marisol that Lenny is not staying in the house anymore, that he's with the girlfriend. Okay, that's fine. Let him be with her. If she want, I really want for both Lisa and his girlfriend to just suck him of his funds. But at the same time, he's still looking for places for Lisa to stay. I'm like, no. You don't want that step, because obviously you stepped out of the marriage. So since you did that, you go find yourself somewhere to stay. Me and my kids are firmly staying and planted in this house. I don't care where. Oh, I feel bad for Lisa, because I wouldn't even want to share custody with him with these kids, because I just would not want my children around him or that woman. Baby, they would have to arrest me, because I'll tell them, you might want to, I would literally get a restraining order against that woman. I know she filed one against Lisa, but baby, I would file a restraining order against her. I don't want her within 500 feet of me or my children. So if Lenny is going to have the kids, she can't be around. I would make that a stipulation in the divorce. I don't want her around my children, period, point blank. Even if you married a bimbo, I don't want that help around my kids. Like, that would be my number one thing in a divorce. I would be like, I don't care about money or nothing. I don't want my kids around that woman. I don't know her, and I don't feel safe when my kids have been around her. Absolutely not. No. Let's pause here, you guys, and move forward. All right, guys, so next up we got Julia and Martina. So we see Julia. So Julia is setting up a romantic dinner for she and Martina. So she's recreating their very first date that they had 14 years ago when Julia lived in Paris and she invited Martina over to her apartment, right? So she was making some fish, right? That fish, I was like, oh my God. That fish was so overcooked that it was stuck to the, I'm like, girl, is that fish edible? Ugh. But she and Martina ate it, right? And Martina she's like, this is our first date from Paris. So she remembered. And so, Julia was talking about the fact that, when she was doing, preparing for this date, all she could think about was the situation that Lisa's going through and how you could be with a person for X amount of years, but you don't. There might be things that about the person that you're involved with, in love with, and married to, that you just don't know about them, right? And I agree with that. So she asked her the question of basically like, what will make you actually, and it's interesting, she's not the only person in this episode that asked her spouse what would make them happy, right? So Martina was like, I think she said twice out of the year they go to Aspen together. And I'm like, that's Julia, that is reasonable, girl. She ain't, because remember, previous episode, Martina was in Aspen and Julia was still in Miami, right? And I feel like probably with that, she couldn't go just because of the filming schedule for the show. She had to be around, she probably had a filming schedule, so she had to be with the girls. So that is understandable, but when you're not filming Real Housewives of Miami, girls, go with your wife, because there are plenty of other people who would love to try to, take your woman from you. Just saying. But they're going to be, I feel like Julia and Martina are going to be good. And like I've already said previously, Martina has throat and breast cancer. So we're going to lift Martina up in prayer and just pray that she, beats both of them. Now, I don't know what the survival, I know that the throat cancer is, actually both of them have, I don't know what the survival rate for both of them are, but I don't care. We're going to wish her nothing but send her positive vibes and well wishes, right? So then we later see Julia and Adriana, as Adriana is going to get her non-invasive Brazilian butt lift, right? Adriana, and I've told you guys plenty of times, I love Adriana. But when it comes to Adriana, girl, it looks like you are obsessed with Larsa and her behind. Is Larsa's butt abnormal looking? Absolutely, but it just looks like you are so obsessed with Larsa's butt, and I just don't understand why. Again, does Larsa's butt look like a bug's life? 100%. But let it go, Adriana, let it go. I get you saying you don't want your butt to look like Larsa's. That's fine. It ain't gotta look like Larsa's. Larsa did fat transfer, and the thing with Larsa, you ain't gotta admit what you did, but girl, it's obvious. You did your entire face. You talking about you just did your nose. Girl, you did your nose, you did your lips, you did your eyebrows, your eyelids, your eyelashes, your everything. And then you did you probably got liposuction. You probably got, you got a BBL. Like, girl, stop lying to us. That is not natural, because we remember you from season 1 and how you looked. But you know what, I'm gonna let Larsa have it. Again, I don't like Larsa, but yeah, Adriana got her butt lift, and Julia told Adriana that Martina is okay with them adopting a child. And I'm like, oh, that is sweet. So we'll see how that plays out later on throughout the season. But that's really all I got from Julia. Let's pause here and move forward, you guys. All right, you guys, so next up we have Gertie. And it really wasn't much with Gertie in this episode. Only thing that I got for Gertie is that, she and her husband, Russell, they went out on a little date, and they went to the exact same place that he proposed to her. And I think they're approaching 20 years of marriage. Child, how old is Gertie? And when did Gertie get married? Because 20 years, and girl, you don't even look like y'all look like y'all, literally when I look at Gertie and Russell look like they're around my age. Gertie looks like she is a good 37 to 39 maybe. But 20 years, you might, how old is Gertie? I gotta look that up, how old Gertie is, right? So remember, I was just telling you Martina and Julia had a conversation about, the situation with Lisa and Lenny. So, Gertie wants to know what will make her, what will make Russell happy. Russell's like, he's happy, right? He's like, the only thing is, you work and you come home and you just shut down. And that's not a good thing, right? To just come home. I mean, I get it. She's tired after a long day, but that means, I would say, with that, especially with your sons, you know, I'm not saying, quit what you're doing, but kind of dial it back, or set a timeline, right? Set a specific timeline. Say, I want to be done with this by XYZ time, so that I can get home in enough time to, do this with my sons, be with my husband. And he also said he would like to have sex more. So she's cool with that. So that's really all I got for Gertie. So let's pause here, and I guess we're gonna wrap up the episode. You know something? I just realized I have not used my notes except for with Lisa. Actually, I didn't even use my notes with Lisa. So next up, we got Alexia, you guys. So Alexia, we see her and Frankie. So Alexia is at her friend Jimena's place. So Jimena, I guess she's some kind of a designer. So she's going to be opening up her business, right? Her brick and mortar. And I guess Alexia is going to be hosting the opening of it. And the woman Jimena is going to be donating a portion of the proceeds to a charity. I forgot the name of the charity, but the charity does help, people who are much like Frankie, right? They help adult people who have, disabilities. And it kind of sounds like, if you guys watched Love and Marriage DC with Arena and Jamie Tyler's son, he's blind, and there's this program called Doors, and it just helps people who have disabilities be able to live their own lives, right? Because like Alexia said, she's not going to be here forever, and she wants for Frankie to be able to, live on his own, be independent, and even get married. And, anything can happen, right? Anything can happen. And with Frankie, I definitely can see him being an independent person. So after that, we see Alexia and Marisol. So they went out, I guess they were out for dinner, and they were sitting down. And then these two guys just randomly come out, oh, are you guys filming? Are we interrupting your filming? And then they want to sit there and discuss Lisa and Lenny. And that, I did not like them discussing Lisa and Lenny. I just thought that was a little tacky and a little crass. And, Alexia, and once those two guys left, Alexia and Marisol, they do talk about it, right? Let me see. I think I've said it plenty of times before when it comes to Lisa. I do feel like Lisa may have, overlooked some of the warning signs that the relationship was deteriorating. I do believe that happened with Lisa. I do believe that was happening with Lisa. And I do believe that a part of Lisa also wanted to just work out whatever issues was in the marriage to make her marriage successful. But her husband has checked out. And once one person is checked out, is nothing that the other person can do to save the marriage, because a marriage is 50-50. If your partner doesn't want to work it out, there's nothing to work out. So we see the day of her event, right? So we see as everyone is getting ready. We saw Lisa, she was getting ready. And, before they got ready, the girl had put out a statement of her own. I was like, wait a minute, ma'am. Who in the HE double hockey sticks are you to put out a statement talking about y'all were both separated from your spouses? And girl, I promise you, it would take everything in me not to knock that girl upside her head. Like, oh, Lisa's a better person than I am. So we see as, actually, let me go ahead and get that out the way since I was talking about Lisa. So Lisa was on the phone with Lenny on the way there, and she was just telling him, she's not going to protect him and that girl. And he told her, F you. I'm not going to say the word because I don't know what this app is gonna do to me, because they've been flagging me a lot lately. So I'm not gonna curse. So I'm just gonna say the F word. The F word, it has a U in it, and then 2 of the letters that are C and K. He said that to Lisa. F you. This is horrible. F U C and a K. You. So I didn't say it. Hopefully they don't flag that. I didn't say it. I spelled it out. So I didn't really say the word. And then he had the audacity, when she got to the party, to ask her to order him some groceries. I would have said, Lenny, didn't you tell me to F myself? Didn't you? Okay. How about you see your way to doing that and getting them groceries? The hell? He got life effed up. Absolutely effed up. Where are we at now? So we see Nicole and Gertie getting to the party, right? Nicole feels a way about Larsa, because Larsa, every time, and I noticed there was a trend in this episode when they showed the playback, that anytime Nicole talks about her talks or says anything, Larsa brings up her ex, who's a school teacher. And I'm like, so are you looking down on him? And then when they got to the party, she's like, well, you know who I was married to before. What does that mean? Like, so you want people to call, like, you know who she was married to. So would it be okay if people called you a gold digger? Like, I don't like Larsa, right? And then she gonna tell Nicole that she's heard that Nicole has slept with every doctor at the hospital. Larsa, you can always talk about what you've heard other people saying, but you don't ever want to mention what people say about you. Let's talk about your vagina and all the men that have been linked to your vagina. Shall we do that? Like, I can't stand Larsa. I can't stand Larsa. I can't stand Larsa. I cannot stand Larsa. But that's really the episode, you guys. Get down in the comment section and let me know what you guys thought about it. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe. Take care of yourselves, you guys. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next one.